Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to talk about the common USMLE mistakes that you should avoid. So mistake number one that people do is not starting early enough. If you are someone who have already decided that I want to appear for the USMLE exam, then you need to start early. But do not rush through the process because the 60 to 70% of the content from the USMLE Step 1 will be appearing in the USMLE Step 2. And USMLE Step 2 is still a scoring exam. So, Step 1 is the base for your USMLE Step 2 exam. To avoid this mistake, it's important to start studying as early as possible. Set a study schedule and break down your goals into smaller, manageable tasks, and this will help you to stay on track and make study progress over time. Mistake number two is focusing on memorizing. Step one is MCQ based exam, so the answer is already there. You should focus more on understanding the concept and being able to apply them to the clinical scenarios. There is a big misconception that you should be able to memorize the first aid cover to cover, line by line. Well, that is not true because there will not be same wording like that of first aid in the exam. So you should focus on building your concept and applying them through the question bank. To do this, use practice questions and review courses to reinforce your understanding of the material. Mistake number three is not using practice questions effectively. To avoid this mistake, make sure to review both the correct and incorrect answers to understand why you got a question right or wrong. You need to also review the wrong options and you need to know why that option is not the answer. Mistakes that I would not repeat if I were to start the USMLE preparation from day one. So, mistake number one is not reviewing old material regularly. I was in this pseudo fantasy that I will be able to do revision after I will complete all the system and then I will do revision at once. But that hampered me a lot. To avoid this mistake, you need to incorporate regular review into your study schedule using techniques like spaced repetition and review books. Spare at least 1 hour per day to review the old material. Mistake number two is not taking the practice exams under test conditions. I was using the question bank, the NBME, everything in offline format, so I never simulated my exam. To avoid this mistake, make sure to time yourself when taking practice exams and take breaks whenever necessary. You should complete a block of UR in a timed format within 50 to 55 minutes. Mistake number three is if you go through my USMLE Step 1 journey video, then you can find that there were too many breaks in my timeline. This was all due to poor planning because I did not have any fixed date when I want to appear for the exam. So you need to have a specific date in your mind when you have to appear for the exam, and then you need to plan in a backward pattern. So you need to write down what will be your approach 3 months before the exam, 2 months before the exam, like that. And you should have a monthly quota of your study. And from that monthly quota, you need to have a daily quota or a weekly quota. And then you need to keep a catch up day where you will study those topics which you could not finish during that quota timeline. Next up is starting question bank late. I started my question bank after my first pass of the study materials. So I will suggest you to start a question bank after you have completed at least two to three systems. And next up is changing resources too often. I was jumping from resources to resources, from system to system. I was changing the resources. Please do not do that. Stick to the resources that you have chose earlier because not any resource will teach you everything that will appear in the exam. So you need to have confidence in yourself. You need to know everything from that one resource. Do not change the resource too often. Another mistake is not using Anki. So Anki is a spaced repetition app. I had it installed on my phone, but I did not use it regularly. If I were to start my journey from day one, I will use Anki from day one in a very disciplined manner. Next up is focusing more on passive learning. You should focus more on active learning, that is the question bank and spaced repetition. Do not focus more on reading the first line by line. Mistake number 8 is believing everything on the internet. If you go on through the USMLE Reddit channels or other USMLE YouTube channels, then you can find out them telling that you need to know everything from cover to cover, you need to know everything from the U world. That is not true. Remember, guys, step one is exam design for the third year medical students, and they ask on the basic science topic and they ask on the most high yield topics. So do not try to learn everything. I was trying to learn everything, learn every disease from that system. That was my most vulnerable, most worst, anything you can say, mistake. So do not try to learn everything. Try to learn only the high yield concept, the high yield topics. And that is all for this video. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.